Hello and welcome to RANsquawk's EU morning briefing for Thursday, the 6th of August 2009. Just come out to 9 o'clock now, taking a quick check around the markets. Obviously today an important day for both the Eurozone and the UK with their interest rate decisions. But first of all, just taking a quick recap of some of the overnight news, starting off in Asia, where we did see the Nikkei once again struck a 10-month closing high, up just over 1% for the session, reversing some of the minor losses that we saw in the US on Wall Street. In terms of Asian-specific news, the Bank of Japan will probably forecast 3 years of deflation extending to March 2012, as weak domestic demand is seen capping economic growth. That's according to sources with direct knowledge of the matter, which what some say could delay its exit from its current low interest rate policy. And elsewhere, China's GDP is expected to grow about 8% this year as the economy recovers, as according to the influential State Information Center was reporting in the Shanghai Securities News this morning. In terms of US headlines, worth noting out of the Wall Street Journal, could get some attention when US players come into the market this afternoon. US Federal Reserve officials are considering whether to extend the Term Asset-Backed Security Loan Facility, or otherwise known as the TALF. Fed governors will discuss extending the program, which has extended loans totaling $30 billion since it was introduced back in March, when at that time officials said it could distribute as much as $1 trillion if needed, according to the journal. Moving over then to the UK markets, obviously the Bank of England interest rate decision is the main focus. That's due at midday London time, 12 o'clock. All analysts going for unchanged in terms of the rate at 0.5%. The main focus here is on the QE and whether that will be extended or not. Still a lot of debate going on whether that will be the case, with the Times MPC this morning urging the bank to suspend new money scheme. The Times MPC voting 8 to 9 that they should put the QE programme on at least a temporary hold, which is in contrast to what the Shadow MPC said over the weekend, who did call for further funding. Also on the UK markets, British house prices will end this year slightly higher than a year earlier, according to the latest RICS report this morning, scrapping its previous forecast of a fall of 10%. RICS did say though the British housing market would still face significant challenges next year, and there was still a risk that house prices could slip again next year. Other than that though, it has been relatively upbeat in terms of other UK press articles, all very much still reflecting on the positive data we saw in the manufacturing, house price and service sector fronts yesterday, with the front page of the Times this morning reporting that Britain is on the cusp of an economic fight back. In terms of equity markets, we're up at the moment around 1% in the FTSE CAC and DAX indexes. A couple of earnings reports, I'll just cover the main ones. Commerce Bank, they're seen up around 3% coming on towards 9 o'clock. Their Q2 operating loss was at €201 million, slightly better than the analysts were looking for. Loan provisions though were slightly higher at 993. But as mentioned, their shares are trading higher. Deutsche Telekom, they're pretty flat at the moment. Q2 nets at 521 million, against expected 743. Sales were stronger though, and they reiterated their full-year adjusted EBITDA target. And elsewhere, just taking a look at Swiss stocks, Zurich Financial was seen up 3%. That was after their Q2 numbers. They posted an 892 million net, and they said they're well on track at $400 million savings for 2009. At the moment as well, on a sector basis, it's the financials which are once again leading the way forward. Lloyds Banking Group, after their good numbers yesterday, or not as bad as some were expecting, they're up again around 6%, one of the leading movers in the FTSE index. And looking ahead towards the schedule then, we'll have 11 o'clock German factory orders, the main Bank of England interest rate decision, that's at 12 o'clock. That'll be followed by the ECB interest rate decision, that'll be at 12:45. Not too many analysts expecting much from that meeting, and very much a wait-and-see mode for the ECB of rates at 1% currently. And then we'll get initial jobless continuing claims at 1:30 alongside Canadian building permits. Looking elsewhere, the ECB press conference, as usual, that'll be at 1:30. And then out of supply today from Spain, we'll be looking out shortly for a 2012 and 2013 bond tap, and then a Fed Treasury coupon purchase later on this afternoon.